there were three main parts of the cosmos. Far to the north lay Niflheim, an ancient land of choking mist and killing cold. Vast plains of hoarfrost stretched to every horizon, broken only by serrated glaciers that carved with cannon-shot cracks into bottomless crevasses. Snow dunes drifted like frozen seas, while columns of ice rose in labyrinths that caught pale light and split it into ghostly rainbows. Frost coated every surface, and the very air glittered with diamond dust that stabbed like needles when drawn into the lungs. At the opposite extreme sprawled Muspelheim, a dominion of living flame. Lava seas rolled beneath a sky the colour of forged iron, and sparks whirled into firestorms by boiling winds. Towering over this inferno stood the fire giant, Surtur, blade glowing white hot, an eternal sentry whose footsteps left rivers of magma. Separating these extremes yawned Ginnungagap, the gaping nothing. It had no direction, no ground, no ceiling, no heartbeat of passing moments. Silence so complete that even thought would echo. Darkness so deep that flame forgot how to burn. For ages, nothing stirred. Then Niflheim exhaled its killing cold southward, while Muspelheim breathed its blistering heat northward. Frost and drifting sparks converged in the silent heart of Ginnungagap, until a single snowflake kissed a glowing ember. The flake hissed and the ember sizzled. The meeting point flared white, sending beads of molten frost into the dark. Steam spiraled upwards, meltwater pooled, and the void began to throb like a new forged heartbeat. More crystals met more sparks. A fog thickened and crackled as it cooled. Frost and flame answered each other. Each collision marked a syllable in the universe's opening sentence. By the time the first shimmering surge of silver Thor rose, Ginnungagap was no longer a nothing place, but a crucible. The first life stirred. From the steaming slush, ribbons of half-melted frost laced with ember-bright beads swirled, coalescing into a heaving mound that pulsed with a new forged heartbeat. Fingers of ice, steam, and sparks knitted into sinew and bone. Sheets of hoarfrost folded into a chest and broad shoulders. At last, the mass reared. Shards rained from its flanks. Ymir stood revealed, towering, half ice, half ember, and alone. A primordial giant, a Jotun, older than the gods, shaped from the first clash of frost and fire. His skin shimmered with the glassy sheen of half-melted frost, each breath drifting out as mist that settled into new frost at his feet. Veins of molten fire glimmered beneath ice-blue flesh. Jagged icicles matted his beard and hair, while ember-red eyes drifted left and right, searching. Ymir was neither male nor female, bearing both sexes, a reminder that raw nature encloses every possibility at once. A crust of frost over a core that remembered fire. Where heat surged, ice yielded and sealed again. It is said that if one pressed an ear to Ymir's chest, one would have heard two hearts, one beating slow and cold like pack ice, the other thrumming hot and quick like a forge's bellows. Together, they set the universe's first rhythm, the cycle of seasons yet unborn. When he slept, the heat of Muspelheim in his veins met the chill of Niflheim on his flesh. The contact thundered through him like a glacier carving. Sweat beaded beneath each arm, pooled and crystallized into twin frost giants, one male, one female. First kin drawn from his own weather. From the friction of his legs, another offspring slipped free, a child born without womb or seed. The void shivered at their arrival. Frost lifted like breath, and far off the aurora stirred as if to greet them. These three giants, jötnar, thrived at the rim of order, fated to confront gods still unimagined. Being frost giants, they had an affinity for the cold and kept to the rim-cold brink of Ginnungagap nearest Niflheim. These three were the first descendants of Ymir. The giants' line begins. Even primordial beings require sustenance. Ymir's first sensation was hunger, a cosmic ache. He roamed the darkness in search, and he would endure only when Auðumbla arrived with milk enough to nourish a world. No one called her, yet she was there. A cow the size of a mountain, her hide dusted with hoarfrost that glittered like starlight. She arrived as Ymir's hunger peaked, an answer shaped from the mingled frost and warmth of the heart of Ginnungagap, the milk-white form where frost remembered heat. Her breath warmed the air, her hooves made the ice sigh with relief. From Auðumla's great udder streamed 4 rivers wide enough to float a longship. Ymir knelt beside the nearest current and drank until the hollow in his belly eased. The milk met his furious pulse and tempered it. His great heart steadied. For the Norse, cattle were life itself. Milk, meat, hide and bone. Every part sustained a household through winter. Casting a cow as the bridge between chaos and order made perfect sense. Yet, Auðumbla too needed food. She found it in salty frost cliffs, brine-shot ice as old as the cold itself. Pressing her warm tongue to the surface, she licked them clean, slow and deliberate. Her tongue left shallow, steaming grooves. Crystals popped like distant stars. The salt tasted of seabeds yet to be. Lick, breathe, listen. The ice answered with thin, singing cracks. With every stroke, a faint glow stirred beneath the crust. Lick by patient lick, the glow thickened. A warmth caged beneath salted frost. Edges softened. Planes hinted at a face. As she licked, the ice drew a soundless breath. Deep within, something ancient and immense turned and pressed forward. Day 1, a single lock of auburn hair emerged. Day 2, a brow and keen eyes stared from within the melting slab. Day 3, the entire figure stepped free. Búri. Fair of face, broad of shoulder, radiant with quiet authority. The seed of order revealed by patience, not force. Why Búri lay within the ice? The oldest tales do not say. No maker is named, only that Auðumla's steady tongue wore the frost thin until he stepped free. Búri, the first god, became the foundation of order. From him came Borr. The old verses do not describe him or his begetting. Picture a winter-strong figure, sea bright-eyed, a bridge between giant breadth and godly purpose. In time, Borr will wed the giantess, Bestla, herself of the frost giant's line, and from their union will come 3 sons, Odin, Vili, and Ve, who will shape the worlds.